Hello and welcome to the Voice of TOD. I'm Tom, and in this video we're going to take a look at Phantom Blade Zero. Probably one of the more enticing showings from the Sony showcase. We've already covered Marathon. We're going to now look at Phantom Blade Zero. I was very impressed by this. I don't love Souls-like games. I played Dark Souls and I enjoyed it for what it was. That whole gaming style, that whole genre, the idea of failing and failing and failing and failing and learning from your mistakes, and everything taking 8 times, 10 times, 20 times longer than it should to progress, doesn't interest me. I play games for fun, I don't find that fun. But Ninja Gaiden was one of the best games of its generation. This gave me so much Ninja Gaiden themes. Probably because it's ninjas. The fighting in this, the fighting animations, the combat itself just looked so sharp. We'll get into it and watch the trailer. We do have some additional information from the PlayStation blog as well, so we'll put that in. Link in description below for that. You can check it out yourself. But I thought we'd have a look because this one really interested me, and it looks like it's a PlayStation exclusive, or console exclusive. It's also going to be on PC, but I think there's going to be a lot of love for this game, and if it plays as good as it looks, oh, I could be in for a treat. Jump into the trailer. Alright, the headphones are now on. let's take a look now. I'm set up.
What's your plan? Knowing you have only 66 days to live.
It does look very pretty. So S Games seem to be a relatively new studio. They've done another Phantom Blade game. It's on PC, I think. Executioners, Phantom Blade Executioners, I think it was called. I'm guessing set in the same world, but I don't know anything about this. This was a complete surprise to me. I think the graphics look really sharp. That looks stunning.
It won't make any difference at the end of the day.
It's a cool looking sort of Japanese inspired world. The faces and the character models look incredible. That's cool. And I love the drums and the cymbal as it's moving around. The audio was great. Really impressed me with this. Again, audio. Loved it. I'm on a real high about a lot of game audio at the minute.
Let you live? What secret did you sell him?
It sounds great, it looks great, and now let's see the combat. If it plays like that, it's going to be insane.
Only a dead person.
And it's not just one-on-one fights, there's multiple enemies coming at you at that as well. It does look very fluid.
Going where? This damned place? You're suicidal.
That was cool, the little arrow sort of parry as you're still running along a wall and jumping.
One last toast. And we're all done.
And it has just that madness that the Souls games have. Maybe not quite as far into the fantasy monster stuff, but it's pushing that way. And it looks so fluid. Which is where the Ninja Gaiden thing came from, in my head. It just looks so good! And you've obviously got the music, but then you've got the bells and things tinkling in the background.
Patience is the key, master.
I'm really looking forward to this. I don't know how I'll play it.
Not on his side.
Probably on PC, to be fair.
All we have to do is wait.
But this looks like a console seller, to me.
Yes. Let's kill him with time.
And it's these kind of games that the PlayStation get and do deals with. They're just incredible. Absolutely incredible.
what's your plan? Knowing you have only 66 days to live.
Get my heart back.
Very much looking forward to that. Okay, so we're now over here on the PlayStation blog. Again, there will be a link in the description for this for you to check the article out, but I thought we'd run through it because this might shed a bit more light on the game. Obviously, we got a good look at what the gameplay is. We don't really know what the story is or if it really is a Souls-like game. So let's take a little look. Phantom Blade Zero, a new beginning in a long journey. Studio founder reveals the origins and inspirations behind this hack and slash RPG. So already hack and slash RPG, you're speaking my language. So this is Solframe Lang, founder and CEO of S-Game. It all started with an indie game that I made myself using RPG Maker back in 2010. It was named Rainblood Town of Death. The process of making it was an escape from the difficulties and frustrations life threw at me when I was studying architecture, first in Beijing, then in New Haven. I then returned to China and founded S-Game to make more games. Rainblood grew into a whole franchise and picked up a new name, Phantom Blade. This is a continuation of his vision, that's cool. Most of these games were for smartphones and never released outside of China. Still, we're building on a fan base of over 20 million, that's quite impressive. Now is the time to make the game that we always wanted to make, and present it to the world as a new PlayStation 5 game. Allow me to introduce Phantom Blade Zero, the spiritual rebirth of the original Rainblood. It's massively longer and richer, changing engine from RPG Maker to Unreal 5, which is probably why it looks so good, but has never changed in its core. Kung Fu Punk. Phantom World, the universe that the game is set in, is a universe of many kinds of powers converge. You'll find Chinese Kung Fu, intricate machines, reminiscent of steampunk, arts of the occult, and intriguing stuff that doesn't quite fit into any of these categories. These stills just look amazing. In Phantom Blade Zero, you're Soul, an elite assassin serving an elusive but powerful organization simply known as the Order. He was framed for the murder of the Order's patriarch and gravely injured in the manhunt that ensued. A mystic healer managed to save him from death, but makeshift cure only lasts for 66 days. He must find out the mastermind behind it all before his time runs out, against powerful foes and inhumane monstrosities. Look how good these character models look. They look, I know these are stills, but they look incredible. From Louis Chaz Wuxia, stories to Bruce Lee movies and Michelle Yeoh in Everything Everywhere All at Once. Incredible film. Donnie Yen in John Wick Chapter 4. Still haven't seen that yet, much to my failure really. I need to go and see Chapter 4. Kung Fu in pop culture is constantly evolving, and that's always awesome, and with Phantom Blade Zero, we're adding a new twist to the formula, a heavy dose of punk spirit. Alongside with stylish visuals, we call this overall art direction Kung Fu Punk. World building. Phantom Blade Zero unfolds in a semi-open world. We're aware that open world is the buzzword in these days, but with limited resources we would rather present you multiple maps of reasonable size and handcrafted and populated with diverse activities instead of one huge, continually full of repurposed / reused assets. I like that. Open world has gotten stale and boring. I like that they want this to feel different everywhere you go. So far I'm still in. The dark, bleak visual style that you see in a lot of games is a deliberate decision. A bleak world makes characters with hearts and gold really stand out. Plus, it serves as a reminder to never let your guard down. There are plenty of powerful things that want to see you dead. They're challenging but abundantly rewarding in the form of weapons, armor, artifacts, skills, among other ways to customize or progress your character. That shot's cool, and the dragon looks awesome, and the audio cues when it was moving were just incredible. That's a cool shot as well. With them jumping out of, looks like jumping out of the swamp at you. Authentic kung fu moves. We're huge fans of the hack and slash genre. Stellar titles like Devil May Cry or Ninja Gaiden you see Ninja Gaiden are insanely exhilarating with their huge arsenal of moves and lightning fast pace. However, they're not for everyone. What's more popular today is strategic action games such as Souls-likes and Monster Hunter. They choose to slow things down a notch or two, giving players more time for strategic thinking. That approach doesn't convey the kind of action fest we had in mind, namely the sleek, breathtaking moves of Kung Fu movies back in the 90s. And the animations just look insane. Lucky for us, during the decade making mobile games, we learned to simplify things in favour of touchscreens, giving players a way to execute elaborate change of moves within a minimum amount of button mashing. As it turns out, with some tweaks, this mechanism works just as well on controllers. That's good to hear. And we're honoured to have Mr. Kenji Tanijika as our art director. Sorry, I'm going to be butchering these names because I struggle to read English. Kenji-san is responsible for many mesmerizing fight sequences in classic Kung Fu movies. That's amazing. In fact, many of our ideas were inspired by his earlier works. In Phantom Blade Zero, his role is to demonstrate each designed move, which is then captured with a camera matrix, for reference of our animation artists. You're reading that right. Combat moves in Phantom Blade Zero have been made with handcrafted animation because motion capturing won't do it justice. Wow, the level of detail that they're putting into this is insane. This is as much as we can disclose at this stage, but we are working vigorously on the new PS5 game. There will be more news down the road. I think this looks nuts. I am so... I will freeze on this because these animations are just amazing. I'm so excited for this. I haven't seen anywhere that it's coming to Xbox. So if you want to play this on console, it's $5. But it is coming to PC as well. It's listed, or well, it's not listed yet, but it is being sort of noted on their website that it's coming to Steam and Epic, and I'm assuming that there will be controller support with it as well. Keep an eye out for this. I think this looks stunning. I'm hoping that this is a spiritual successor to Ninja Gaiden. I think the world looks great. I think the character models look great. I think it's an interesting idea. The Souls-like thing puts me off. Look at these worlds, man. These areas look so good. I think the Souls-like thing is... it might push me over the edge, but it depends how rewarding compared to the difficult things are. We'll see. But I really want to try this. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.